Right, so I believe I've come across the craziest move that Leo has. I know I haven't really spoke about this move much because I've been focused on a lot of other things and trying to build an overall plan that works, you know, to cover so many situations. I was talking about, you know, less is more and all of this, you know, quite a few months ago. But now we're at that stage now where it's, you know, we need to dive into what makes Tekken 8 Tekken 8, and what that is offense. So very recently, I kind of, you know, thought about this move on delay, right? And I just thought of the purpose, the use of it, why it could be effective. And popping heat was the thing that kind of drove me to this point, because obviously in heat you have, you know, access to your lightning glare like 3 times, so you can kind of utilize this a few times, right? So you send that string, and then once that is over, once your heat is over, you still have 1 more stack. So here, you know, once you've chipped down your opponent in heat and things like that, you know, they probably don't have that much health left. So at this point, I'm just like, cool, let me try and confirm this string. So obviously if the first 2 hit, you can connect the 3rd hit and look 42 damage. So you can kind of use this as like a keep out, you know, if you've got a life lead and, you know, like I said, you've just chipped down your opponent and things like that. So chances are you probably do have a life lead after you finished heat and, you know, spent your heat and, you know, this, that and the other. You know, you don't always have to opt for a heat smash or low heat smash. Like, these are not things you have to do. So yeah, let's say you're just chipping down your opponent with 4-2, 4-3 while you're in heat and you got your lightning glare available, or you're just going for a mix with the hell sweep. Like, so you can just hell sweep. Obviously it costs a lot of your heat bar. Okay, and now you've landed this. You've landed 2 heat moves, well, 2 lightning glare moves, your install, and then now your heat is over, you still have 1 left. And now we dive into 4-2 delay 4-3. So why this is so significant is because, let me put on a random block and let's reset. Okay, but even on delay, the whole thing is guaranteed. Okay, now what happens if my opponent crouches here? So let me wait for them to stand up again. Okay, so they can duck this, right? But the thing that is so good about this is that, like, when people duck strings, they tend to want to launch you. So if Leo goes for a while standing 2 launch here or a hop kick, they're not going to get a full reward if you basically if you opt for the string. So I'm just gonna set the opponent to do this now, just so you have an example of what I mean. So minor delay. Hopefully I did. I didn't delay it. Okay. Here we go again. Okay, minor delay. And what this is going to catch is what I'm going to show you right now. Is I tried to sidestep there, but you can't sidestep. You try and move in any way, you're going to eat the whole of the string. So as you see there, I can't get anything as a punish here if I go for a while standing 2 launch. And bear in mind, 4-2-4 on no delay, it jails, as I've mentioned. So you can't actually duck this. So you can only duck it on delay. So that's where the confusion comes in, and that's where the kind of mental stack comes in. Because if I do duck it, and what, I only get, what, 1 single hit, you know, I'm going to be thinking, oh, okay, like, I'm going to have to go for something different now. So, okay, cool, I'll go for a while standing 3 this time. But then, after thinking about all of this, that, and the other, the what ifs, I can just do forward 2 by itself. I can do forward 2, delay 2, which is a mid-mid. Minus 12, but, you know, they could, like, just think about doing a duck and then a punish quickly. And then this counter hits them, and then I get, you know, potential spike, dash up, heat burst. You know, there's options on counter hit. So there's so many things that can come out of this, and overall it's kind of getting your opponent to play a more defensive game once you start using forward 2. I think that's the most important thing about it, because if they don't, they're literally gonna die for mashing. That is literally what this does. Like, if I delay this, or if I'm annoying them with forward 2 enough, eventually they're gonna want to press. Eventually they're gonna want to move, because sidestep right, you know, that's sidestep right to Leo's weak side. You know, people know that. So they're going to want to move if they have to block enough forward 2s. So you can kind of just play like a you know, I'm going to do forward 2 and then I'm going to do whatever I want. That's basically how you can treat this move. But I think the real source is when you have your opponent at the wall. So I'm going to put it on sidestep right now, just to give you guys an example of what I'm talking about here. So standing block. All right, that is a very delayed 4, right? Very delayed. So they can always step that, always. They can duck it, they can step it. No matter what the angle is, as you can see, look, it really doesn't matter. Even if we're hugging the wall, it doesn't matter. So there is a timing during this where you're going to hit your opponent if you slightly delay it. But if you don't delay it, it jails. So I just want to point out that, like, I think people saying that this string jails is a big part of what made people think this move was like unbelievable. You know, it jails, you can't duck it, that's what makes it strong. But I think delaying it is actually what makes this what it is, because of all of the other things you can do. Forward 2 into other buttons, forward 2 into down forward 3, like all of this is what makes forward 2 delay 4 strong. That's what makes forward 2-4 string what it is. That's what makes Leo's install as strong as it is. But no one has really tapped into it as far as I've seen, and it's something that I've only just discovered, like, on my own. So I think if all Leos start using this, they're gonna see their ranks fly up, they're gonna see their tournaments results change, and overall only God knows how far this can be taken. Of course, Leo still suffers with like linearity, hasn't got the best tracking, whatever. But this is an I-14 poke that sets up so much for you, and you can do certain things like if you do want to take advantage of the jailing, this is basically a no-brainer, because the opponent they're not going to want to press. They're going to be so like hesitant, they're going to be so worried about like what's going to happen. They might try and duck or something, so they're going to be in a defensive position whenever you do this. So you kind of get this for free now, and if it hits, you know, you're super plus 13, and then you can do whatever you want, literally. And then on block, you're very close to your opponent, so yeah, -6, you're very close to your opponent, so like evasive moves and things like that won't be too effective here. But if you think they're gonna go for like a low afterwards, you can have a crouch read, you can go for a hop kick. So there's a few options here that, you know, are still pretty good in terms of disrespecting your opponent's frames, which you can tap into. You can parry as well. So like, and I think if you do this into a hop kick, fast strings won't float you, so you won't take too much damage anyway. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think I've touched on this in the past, but yeah, it's good to disrespect frames with like hop kicks, parries, and things like that. That's kind of what makes Leo strong in a way, you know, since Leo has launching down 4-2 and launching hop kick. So yeah, hop kick serves that purpose where if you want to beat a low and get a full launch, you know, you can do that. So yeah, but let me just carry on with the wall pressure thing that I was talking about a bit earlier. So if you do catch your opponent sidestepping to the right, so yeah, tiny delay, look at the damage, 79 damage. 79 damage, because all they wanted to do was get away when you just did forward 2. And bear in mind, there's other things you can do. Your 0 on block, you could just do a single jab just to see what they kind of do. Just have a look. And this is something you can apply after heat, after you've used heat. This is what's crazy about this. So like, just imagine you're chipping down your opponent, chipping him down, and then you've just heat smashed. Like, I don't know how much chip that was, but that was maybe like just before half health. And then now you've done the delay and actually taken half health with the combo, or just below half health again. So now the opponent barely has any HP left. Like, this is crazy. And the thing is, you have all these moves that give you lightning glare, right? So you got, let's look at the moves that you have. You have forward 4-2, which gives you lightning glare. You have up forward 1-2, which is a punish, -13 punish. You know, if you block a low and they recover standing, up forward 1-2 is your punish. And then also you have while standing 1+2. If they recover crouching on an I-13 punish, you can do while standing 1+2. You also have down 4-2. This is usually like a round ender for Leo, but you can just throw this out to test your opponent after enough down fours, just in case they kind of press into it. It's kind of the same as 4-2, literally the same frame range, so 0 on hit, whereas 4-2 is 0 on block. So you can kind of use it in the same way. But yeah, forward 2, 4-3 with the delay, and then you get the Oki afterwards as well. So dash up, forward 1+2. If they try and get up straight away, you're going to hit them. If they stay down, you can like dash up and do a stomp. I'll show you what that looks like now. So yeah, it will look like that, but they'll stay on the ground. So you kind of get what I mean by that. And then the last thing I want to touch on, which will basically complete all of this that I'm talking about, is Leo's back 3-1-2. So I've obviously spoken about 4-2, 4-3, and you know how strong it is at the wall when you get a wall splat, things like that, of course. But then after you've chipped down your opponent and you've done so much damage and things like that, we're going to talk about back 3-1-2. So this move now, you can kind of just use back 3-1 by itself. -10, you're going to see. So -10. If they press after the back 3, they will get hit, and then the follow-up will be guaranteed. -13 with pretty decent pushback, to say the least. Pretty decent pushback, as you can see. So yeah, you're going to kind of want to fish to try and land this string. Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-hit string, so like if they extend their hurtbox in any way after sidestepping, you're going to catch them as well. So yeah, this string becomes very lethal, you know, as a string to kind of end the round. And it's something that I've been using a lot against, you know, pretty good players, top tier players. So yeah, I think if you apply these tools in this way, then this will only send your gameplay like up, because this is something I figured out and it sent my gameplay to a new level. So I know it will do wonders for you climbing ranks, whether you're in blue, gold ranks, lower than blue, like especially if you're just, you know, an up-and-coming player and you're trying to figure out ways to stop people from mashing and things like that, then this is definitely for you. So yeah, this has been the video. If you like the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll try and work on another video for you guys. But I feel like this is the most comprehensive video, and you know, a good video to end the year with. So take it easy, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video.